you know that a team has a Brood specialist, especially in the Western European division, and we finally get to see one. I've been doing a little bit of research, and Ramses, he plays the Brood a little bit differently. He's a bit more of an aura buyer. In the games that he played so far, fun fact, Ramses has like 6 accounts, 5 Smurfs and a main. So I had to dive deep into Smurf number 5 to find this. But yeah, he's been buying like Pipe, Solar Crest, Mech. So it's a bit more of a utility style offlane Brood. And that's kind of what they're missing in their draft, was that kind of front line. So you're going to have this annoying lane pressure hero, very right-click orientated, building quickly, potentially, if he does that this game, into an aura buyer hero. So don't expect the Brood to be the classic Brood that you saw many patches ago. Unless everything he done in his pub was a meme and he's got a new idea for this game.
And he was just like, let's mess with T-Governor today.
I mean, please don't, Ramses. Thanks, mate.
He's cheeky. I feel like he would do that.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, 4 games. He lost 3 of them, only won 1. So not the most successful of pub Brood players. And then let's talk about VP. This Troll Warlord, the reaction pick to the Brood. I don't mind it for the idea of Brood is now all about the right clicks in laning phase, and your entry to the game pre-6 is heavily dependent on your ability to, actually hit creeps like a normal hero. You're not old style Brood throwing out these little spider balls where you're like, oh, hey, I got a whole spider army to play around. So yeah, I don't mind the Troll pick for that idea. And of course, Troll into PL, you do have the ability to itemize to deal with him, and the Whirling Axes can be okay. So yeah, VP, all about pace and fight. Na'Vi, it's about getting this Brood to being that tanky hero that it wants to become, get through laning phase, and then the annoyance of playing into a late game PL, Storm, and then the peskiness of a Brood running in and out of her webs.
I don't know how I feel about this, though. I feel like Na'Vi do this like fairly frequently, right? They try to just get this specific timing on one of their heroes to make space for the other one, but VP, I feel a lot of the times they all work for a similar timing.
Yeah.
With their draft. So is this necessarily the way to play this? Is this too much of a gamble, especially against a team like VP?
I don't mind it in the idea they have so many cores that it's not like the free Doom game, right? It's not 4 Protect 1. Like, realistically, you kind of want to do in the Storm, but then you kind of also want to do in the PL. And now, what happens if this new age Broodmother that no team truly understands has timings that no one gets? And that's the thing, like, we've not really seen this hero at all. And I'm excited to see how Brood is actually played from the off lane. What type of game plan are we going to see from Na'Vi? Is it going to be we just absorb the enemy jungle, have a sea of webs everywhere, and now we just get to slowly take over the map? Or is it a little bit more fast-paced where the Brood's actually relocating around the map, applying pressure from just putting down these webs and being a little more active because you have the auras? And yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. It has the ability to be a great game from Na'Vi, or it could be a quick whitewash because they haven't gone online, because the puck is moving around, coiling PL, coiling Storm, Brood stuck in the side lane with no webs to move around. So yeah, this is eyeing up to be hopefully a really competitive game. If they truly understand the Brood, that is, Moxie.
That is true. If we can figure out the Brood too, because, generally speaking, you see a Broodmother in the game and they just like to park themselves in one lane, continuously push. But now that, you don't have the spiderlings accumulating super early, in fact, top lane already, this harass over on Ramses feels a little rough to have to deal with, considering that he is, of course, the one that's going to have to be the enabler.
Yeah, just like all things, it will be a hard start, but then it'll soon transition into being very, very solid for the Brood, very independent, probably skipping behind the tower and kind of emulating the play that a Centaur on Axe brings, which is, I can never really chase him down, let him just free farm the jungle and the lane.
Bottom lane, this is looking rough here. Not a lot of mana here as Nightfall tries to get off into the hits. One more hit.
One more.
Oh, no, Ramses is going to be allowed to live here, but...
Honestly, I think dying probably would have felt better now. You're a Broodmother with no regen. DM also gets first blood. With the level 2 Scorched Earth that damaged the rundown. Yeah, poor old PL. He is to die.
PL indeed.
I believe he got body blocked by the creep of save with the DM Doom having the Scorched Earth as well.
Yeah, if you're Ramses right now, you're feeling pretty badly because, at least you come back to lane with full mana, full health, and...
Here we go.
Gonna try to munch down on this creep. There we go. A little bit of staying powder, but...
That was one creep, and he went from, like, near nothing to near full. Like, that's kind of absurd that you get that much lifesteal from a single spell. 70% lifesteal, and you get 35 bonus damage. Yeah, Brood is a pretty solid hero if it's picked correctly into the game.
TPK just poking a little bit here in the middle lane. But yeah, the top lane, it's a little difficult, right? Especially, you know, when you've got a Crystal Maiden, there's only so much you can do. And she's also using that Frostbite, trying to get rid of the creeps here. So you don't necessarily have it up to try to, you know, hold someone in place and let, you know, your core escape.
Yeah, also, we haven't really mentioned it yet, but this AA pick, I like the idea of AA, especially when you know there's a 4-position line in the game, because you have this ability to play around chilling touch. And Lion, he's a pesky hero that pokes and prods, and AA has that advantage. Same here with Save, as he pokes and prods, always want to fly. It's a reminder, it's the same as game 1, right?
Yeah.
The Lina, the CM, these heroes, they can't play into this Enchantress, which has that free hero creep in front of it, plus the impetus and the right clicks. And CM kind of can if you root up the creep, but then you still can't deal with the right clicks of the Enchantress.
The slow deaths are the most painful, and that was a very slow death for the Crystal Maiden. It's difficult to figure out, you know, the exact positioning that this Crystal Maiden needs and what her role is kind of in this lane. Because traditionally, again, you want to be able to get rid of these creeps, but if you do that, then you're just going to get run down, or your core is going to get run down. And look at this. They rotate up Roger now.
They're trying. But this is the worst thing right now. They've rotated the support up to top, whilst the lane is already so favored towards DM. There is no small camp to pull. There is no hard camp to pull if DM contests it as well. So yeah, DM's gonna be happy. Ench is now just farming the jungle. And Nightfall bottom, he's just free farming. If Ramses ever pokes his head out, he can't play there. And this is, I think, what the strength of the Troll here is an independent carry that doesn't truly need assistance. But if assistance comes in, it's kill threat all throughout time. And now, yeah, Ramses, he's trying to poke and prod, but it doesn't feel good right now. If you compare the Doom to the Brood lane, Doom is self-sufficient, enjoying, has presence. He might be dying here, though. He does step up a little bit in the top lane.
It's going to be frostbitten into place, hexed up as well. So this could work out. Oh, he's so fast, though.
The Courier just delivered the phase boots, and then he had a 7-stick.
Dear.
And the Courier delivering the salve as well. A couple all chats just to seal the deal to Na'Vi.
I mean, they did gamble, and they did indeed lose.
And if he was feeling cheeky, he could have thrown a tip out, but alas.
Yes, I do know that you're big on the tip game there, but...
Yeah, I mean, like, if I was DM there, you'd be tipping Ramses, because you know that you're the offlaner having more impact. You're drawing 3 heroes to your lane, you're being obnoxious, and you're getting the value from your presence. And Ramses, though, he's not. So, yeah, if you went for psychological damage, DM tip to Ramses, that would have been like an S-tier tip.
Oh, dear. Ramses pops those charges. One more hit, and Kingslayer. This should be the other way around. I feel like, you know, Ramses should be the one who's nibbling on Kingslayer.
Yeah, unfortunately, he can't because of he's a melee hero, right? It's all about right-click damage, and the Troll works wonders.
Foil in the mid lane. It's a good Earth Spike here from Roger, but it doesn't matter because GPK, he's hungry. He wants this hit. You get the Frostbite off, though, here on GPK. A couple of these hits here coming out from Save. Will slow down Always Wanna Fly. The orb coming forward. There it is, the vision, the impetus. Down goes Always Wanna Fly. And they have gotten the kill in this mid lane and forced the Storm back. So I think VP's very happy with this. Yeah,
for sure. This is... Enchantress is freed up to make these plays. Doom is independent. And if you look at bot lane as well, you have just AA non-stop pulling. Kingslayer just having his own game. He's going to be nearly level 5 at minute 7, unlocking a quick 6 pre-10, which means global presence now.
Well, the Doom gets used over here on the Phantom Lancer, plus the slow coming up from Save, but Iceberg is here, so they should be able to turn this around. They'll get the kill over on Save, and now DM is forced back. Phantom Lancer should be all right here. That is the first Doom. But they're waiting nearby just in case. Nah, he's all right here. They do have the vision, though, as they huddled around that ward. Now, my question for you, because, again, this Broodmother pick.
Yep.
How important is this here that Ramses, you know, is not getting farm?
The main thing here is Ramses wants level.
Right.
When he gets 6, he can then move his webs behind the tower, start building up the spider army, and then just farm jungle and kind of thrive in that position. But VP has done a really good job. Every time he pokes his head, instantly AA's throwing, you know, all the spells at him, the chilling touch, the cold feet, the whirling axes from the Troll, and he's getting pressured. And I think, yeah, VP has done a really good job at just preventing Ramses having much of a game. That top rotation, though, from VP, even though Doom was wasted, it didn't feel that bad, just because Storm did have to use most of his mana just to kill off an Enchantress, and GPK then get him back. So yeah, Iceberg in the last, you know, minute or so, he's TP top, killed a position 4, and then ran all the way back to mid. And he won't feel too comfortable, and that's where the net worth lead's occurring right now, because VP, they're not the ones really moving around the map on their cores, and it allows them just to maximize their farm. Compared to Na'Vi, this Storm, he's kind of ping-pong around the map. Obviously, Brood's not having a game, and yeah, VP are doing a really good job at just getting the most out of their lanes, just through the rotations of the supports and forcing out these kind of weaker TPs from the side of Na'Vi.
The push is on here in the top area. They've got themselves a Centaur, and they're going to try to apply a little bit of pressure. You've got the two supports over here trying to just kind of leech, trying to get anything that they can. Obviously, you know, V2 doesn't really want to be there anymore, but this is happening yet again here. Ramses, he just pokes his head forward, and immediately the aggression coming out from VP just punishes him.
Yeah, he just wants to hit the creep.
Always wanna fly is always gonna be dead here, I have a feeling, when you've got these two.
Commiserations, Crystal Maiden. And these type of games, when the pace is already gone and the construct of like the laning phase is already broken down, playing these kind of squishier, slower heroes, it just feels so hard. See, I'm probably gonna die another like 11 times this game.
Yeah, we've all been there. All the support players, we know that feeling. But they do smoke up over here on the side of Na'Vi.
This is a nice idea from Na'Vi because Ramses, putting it bluntly, has low-key been feeding the last couple of minutes. So now you bait up the guy who's kind of been dying. If they go on him, you get a kill. I take it back. I take it back. All right, no, that never happened. Okay, bad rotation.
Well, they have wards here. I mean, they were smoked up, to be fair.
Yep,
but
they tried. I think that type of play, it works with a bit more patience. Allow Ramses to play the lane, poke and prod, but of course Iceberg, he's not going to feel comfortable not farming again. Like, he just moved top, didn't hit creeps, got an edge kill. He then moves bottom. Like, unless he gets a quick kill back to jungle, he's not going to be happy. Like, his net worth 4k. Compare that to the puck, who's already now 4.5k. There's a little bit of a lead growing for the puck. A hero that hasn't really had to move right now. And now this is where the Brood is a happy little chap. And I think that's where VP were trying so hard to delay this, because this easily could have been minute 8, minute 7 if Brood had a better game. But you can't play this lane anymore. The webs, the spiderlings, this is now just a dead lane for VP. And I think. But
do you mind too much if you're VP here?
No,
because you're putting pressure over on the middle tower.
Yeah.
You want the top towers up here. You've already taken it, obviously, on the side of the Dire. And that's, you know, the Roche side of the map. That's the more important side when you want to be playing fast.
Yeah, and I think VP in an interview, when they said about playing against techies, it's like play quick, play fast. And I think they're probably going to emulate that style against a Brood. Because in theory, Brood is the same type of hero as the techies, right? It's about playing a certain area of the map for a long period of time, removing it from your opponent and having like the strategic advantage of we occupy this area. And right now, VP's gone, all right, cool, Brood, good job. You took that safe lane tier 1. Your webs are down there. You know, you got like 6 webs in this area. How are you going to get to top suddenly and stop us playing as 5 heroes? You're not. Your hero isn't built for just quick objective pressure. So VP, they play around this 5.7k net worth Doom. They have the Alpha Wolf from the Enchantress. This Troll Warlord, with only, you know, a couple items, soon to be Battle Fury, he's already taken the tier 2. So yeah, VP identified very quickly the weaknesses of Na'Vi's lineup. The Brood didn't have a good start to the game. PL has to AFK jungle, and Storm has no one to play with for kills. It's going to be a rough period of time if VP keep moving from objective to objective.
Smoke up over on the side of Na'Vi, hoping that they can get the jump on someone. It is going to require to have a lot of chain stuns, though, as you can see. Safe. Very far forward here. Smoke will break over an Iceberg.
Really nice positioning.
Look at this, though.
This tree line now is so nice. If you get in there quick with a ward, you instantly break the smoke, and now they're going to be kind of running around this tree line. Oh, where are they? Where are they? And suddenly you're out of position for a call. So Na'Vi instantly disengaged from the area, except that the smoke didn't work. And unfortunately for Na'Vi, this is kind of the theme of the series so far. Smokes that just were a little bit underwhelming, or you're finding supports. Game 1, they found a Disruptor. Game 2, they find Edge.
And now they'll find themselves a Storm Spirit. I think he should be able to zip out, though. Yes.
Okay.
Very, very close, though. I'm sure that feels very bad. Although they'll turn back around. They get the finger off over onto Kingslayer. Save, though, jumping in, wants to get the damage off over onto Roger. The silence getting used over here on Crystal Maiden. One more head down will go the Maiden, and now Roger running for his life. But this from long range. Ooh, but he has those charges. Yeah, right. He's going to be a liver.
Yeah, that's the mini-map right now. The amount of pressure VP are applying with just positioning and the aggressive farm they have. Brood is occupying the bottom part of the jungle. You have Storm, PL, farming a small camp together at minute 13. This is just how uncomfortable it is to be Na'Vi. You pit greed. You have a really nice idea for getting to mid to late game annoyance. But getting there, that is what VP is not allowing Na'Vi. Access to the game. You want to hit jungle camps, you're going to have to double stack farm them together. And yeah, that's about it. Go hold hands and farm one tri-camp. It's, yeah. Really clinical stuff from VP. Pressure and greed.
We've got a Blink Dagger coming out now for DM, which means Ramses has to be even more careful, because otherwise he's going to have a big old Doom running at his face here. Does have quite a nice little spider army, though, and has been trying to put the pressure down. I think it's kind of interesting, though. We talked about GPK popping off on this puck, and ooh, hold that thought there. Dream Coil, silence, GPK, followed up here with the save. They're going to try to get the Ice Blast in, and it goes out. Roger falling here. Iceberg is out of mana and always want to fly. His mana creator is, of course, dead, so he is forced away, you know. That double damage, it felt exciting. Felt like they could get something done here.
Yeah, a bit of an ambitious play from Na'Vi, really trying just to get Puck if he wasn't looking, maybe. Puck has a lot of gold, maybe he was shopping at the time Storm zipped in, but yeah, they tried their best to kind of jump the Puck, and you know, when you're zipping in daytime onto a Puck, he's going to be able to change it around, and Roger just couldn't really get spells off either. So yeah, Na'Vi just a little bit desperate moves here. VP now taking the tier 2 at minute 14. 4 towers have fallen. They actually haven't itemized for a Solar Crest, which is a little bit kind of against the patch. DM going a bit greedier, going for the Vanguard so you can actually frontline, instant blink to jump the PL or the Storm. Traditionally with Ench 4s, they're the ones that buy the Solar Crest if the offlaner can't, but we've seen in game 1, now game 2 save, he's a bit more greedy with his Enchantress. He likes to be a bit of a damage dealer, going for the Dragon Lance now 2 games in a row.
Some of those top tier 2s going down. 11-27.
Damn, that was so close to being number 1.
Very close. It's number 2?
It's not number 1 though, but again, we'll give it to VP. A solid second place.
Is that how you coach? You're just like, well, it's not number 1. You sound like the...
Always room for improvement, Moxie. That's the thing.
Right.
But the question is, maybe they have the best time for tier 2s taken and then Roshan after.
That could be it too. I want to see those stats there, JJ. Pop those up on there.
I don't think that's easily accessible.
I don't think so either. I'm just, you know, it's a casting is a, you know, duo support sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm supporting my co-cast here. But yeah, this version is going down. That doesn't matter. They don't need a Solar Cross here.
It's impressive stuff from VP, honestly. I think the team has, they identify greed really well and how to maneuver around kind of the weaknesses of how that greed comes into play. Because in Dota, greed comes in different forms. Like, sometimes you need to jungle a bit more. Sometimes you need to kind of sit in the dead lane for a little bit longer. And yeah, VP have just done a really good job at just opening up the map for themselves.
Are they going to try to make a play here on Kingslayer? They smoked up behind him. Oh, look at this. There it is. The finger. The Ice Blast is already out, though, and they get the kill on the Storm. They haven't managed to take down the AA. Kingslayer at the last second there. Ice versus Ice. Always want to fly. Will be able to get the kill, but he'll pay for it with his life. So Ramses is just, God, please don't look over here.
Yeah.
And they're not, because they're putting damage on the tier 3's top.
Yeah, and Ramses going for the build that I assumed he'd go for based off of his pub performance so far. He does have the pipe complete, looking at then maybe going for a mech after. He has mana boots queued up right now. So it's not like Ramses is going to have some big impact with a surprise. What? I've got the Orchid or something.
That was a bit strange here coming out from Ramses. He started channeling and then dipped away and then started channeling again.
Just teasing him.
Now, well, I mean, is it really teasing if you've got all these other heroes hot on your heels here where they get off the Doom? This is going to be a dead Broodmother.
I mean, he's juked and jived. He went up, he went down, and then suddenly, that's a wasted Doom.
I guess not, yeah.
Wait, are they going to find it? All right, GPK.
Oh, he's walking out. Oh, there it is. They found Ramses, and save will...
He nearly did it.
Almost.
He was afraid that GPK was going to scout out with the orb, and of course, he's like, maybe I've made the save, but unfortunately for him, a little bit of impatience, and then bam, VP capitalized on it once again. Yet to see the Brood really have entry to the game. Flurry tips coming out. Kingslayer tipping V-Tune just for a bit of fun. DM then supporting save. Going good job on the Ench, you little greedy Bambi with your Dragon Lance.
Yes, I'm sure that's exactly what he was saying.
I can feel the tips. I understand, yes.
All right.
Tip connoisseur, some would say.
I see. Interesting.
Again, I still feel the 5-head tip is tipping the guy that was not ever involved in an engagement just because, hey...
We've seen that a couple times now, actually.
It's very meta. But it's like, why weren't you here? Your team died. Good job.
I'm trying to remember which game. It was like the Abaddon in one of the games just wasn't present at the time. And
Tip
then yeah. But look at this tower. It's just getting...
Chunk. Look at that.
Chomped down here.
Wow. Look at that. Building damage live update as well, and a 4.9k. To be fair, though, Ramses is #1 on the dire side for building damage.
Because no one else has hit buildings, really.
There we go.
Ramses literally has been plunked in the lane, and yes, he's doing the job that he was assigned, but it's not doing enough here in this game, and that's the problem. I don't think you can pick something like this against VP.
It's troublesome for sure right now, and I think the minimap is the most telling thing about a Broodmother. When you're behind, all those little red dots in the Radiant jungle, that is where Brood was playing, and now he's going to have to spend more time rebuilding his webs up and having a new network to play around. And that's where, like, you lose top lane because you can't quickly do that early in the game. You lose mid lane, again, you can't relocate that quickly. So because Na'Vi wasn't able to dictate where VP have to play, it does feel like a 4v5 game right now. And finally, we get to see Ramses appear in a fight where he tickles the Ench for 1 second and goes, nah, sorry, lads.
Did you see? It was like a little, like, nib, but just like, maybe that was neck for me, but immediately following it up with the coil. Big ol' Ice Blast takes down Iceberg. Now Ramses is forced to just run out as they have all the damage to just squash the spider and turn back around and slay a maiden.
I honestly thought the series would be a little bit closer. Na'Vi, after the start of their DPC run, looked a little bit shaky, but then they quickly found some form. Again, it was off the back of 4 games of PA, where VTune was able to just really show off the kind of strength of this hero. We get to see a little bit of a heat map from Broodmother.
Oh, Roger.
Na'Vi, 1 by 1 dying.
And on the back line, there's the Doom. Phantom Lancer. He literally can't do anything here. Just gets chased down. DM finds a kill. They get the vortex. And it's just, oof.
Okay. DM, again, very supportive tipper. Just really, there it is. There's GG.
They've had enough.
Yeah, I think Na'Vi just realized when they're diving the base at minute 20, getting kill after kill, and the carry is deleted from the game from this good old spell called Doom. It's soon to be unwinnable, and